You want acknowledgement. And honestly, I do too. It's okay to want validation, to be acknowledged. It's okay to want that from the people around you, your community. I say this for those who feel a bit embarrassed for wanting that, a bit foolish for feeling that longing. I know that as we venture into our own spirituality and our journey, we might pick up this story or idea that wanting validation means you are, for lack of better words, you feel like you're weak or you're not strong enough. You might question, oh, why do I need people to tell me I'm doing a good job? I shouldn't want that. I should just be able to just do this on my own, not need people to tell me good job. No, no, no. Not recognizing how that blocks out the cycle of giving and receiving, and how it also suppresses emotions that are flowing. One of the most spiritual things you can do is allow the emotion to flow, to let it rise. Doesn't mean you need to act on it, but to see it and to notice it. It's a relief, an honoring of what is. That's presence. And often that honoring of what is part of the validation that we do need. First coming from ourselves to say, hey, I feel this feeling. I feel embarrassed, number one, for wanting it. I feel a little foolish. I feel unseen. I feel misunderstood. It's okay to admit that. And I know it could be hard sometimes. I know it could be confronting, and I know it can be uncomfortable. But that's the part of allowing yourself to expand, allowing your heart to open, to feel a connectedness with community and the people around you, building healthy relationships. If you can communicate this first with yourself, it'll be really easy to communicate that with others. Validation is a shared longing. We share it. I share it with you, you share it with me. I encourage you to allow this to be your space where you can feel comfortable opening up for that, opening up to that. You know, the more I post and the more I share, I recognize how some of you might listen and kind of go into introspection mode and maybe not really say anything or things like that. But I encourage you to share it. Share it in the comment section. That's helpful for me too, in all truth and honesty. For me, that is a form of validation. When you share anything of what you're feeling, even an emoji or a thank you. Because this space is a collaborative effort. It's not just me. It might seem that way, but it's not. It's also come to my attention that, you might think, oh, Morcie doesn't need validation, right? That's why I titled this video, Honestly, I Do Too. Because I'm not here to pretend and act like I'm above the human experience. I know that traditionally many spiritual teachers may kind of give off that energy. And I want to share that the energy around See More with Morcie is for me to meet your humanity. We can meet each other's humanity and then walk in presence and seeing our humanity at a vantage point where, yeah, we're not attached. We can experience what non-attachment feels like. We can experience what allowing the flow of emotions to feels like, what allowing it to flow feels like. There's such relief in that. But also there's a little bit of discomfort. I'd like to validate you in giving you your flowers. It can be uncomfortable to admit the things that we had been putting in the dark, leaving in the closet. And sometimes that doesn't get acknowledged, that inner work we're doing. Because these steps that we're taking, they don't scream, I've transformed. They're not loud, but they're subtle and they're incremental. And most people throughout your day-to-day may not even know how to validate you on that. And I want to validate you on choosing this path that's less traditional, right? The most spiritual thing you could do is allow your emotions to flow and to honor it. It's okay to also ask, just like I did with you. Asking for it, letting the people you know around you, like, hey, this is what helps me feel seen. This is my love language. Let me tell you my love language. This is how I feel in community and open-hearted. It's also a collaborative effort. That's what validation is. It's a collaborative effort, right? You can ask for it. And you can also welcome it. Those are two really big things. It might feel a little bit uncomfortable, like asking for it. Oh no, I'm putting myself in a space of vulnerability. It is a little vulnerable. Even as I was considering and writing this out, I was like, oh, it's going to be a little bit vulnerable to ask, to be open. Because these words can also be misinterpreted. I'm putting this out there. I don't know who's going to see it. But also I know my heart and I know my intention. You can welcome it. You don't have to feel embarrassed for it. It's a part of the human experience. Presence is the experiencing life and the spectrum of human emotion. There is no such thing as a bad or wrong emotion or a bad, what you're feeling. It's what you're feeling. It's what you feel. When you give yourself that space to feel it, right? So you're shifting out of the mind and the story and the judgment about the feeling and only the feeling. You are less reactive to it. Instead of suppressing it and judging yourself, labeling the moment, you're allowing the moment to be what it is. That is deeply, deeply spiritual and present. That's the most you can be in the moment. That is the flow of life. Even as you listen to this, if you feel a discomforting emotion, let it rise. Don't judge yourself. Don't judge the moment. Let it rise. That this is a part of the transformation. And And I want to acknowledge your courage, acknowledge your presence, acknowledge how you would like to be celebrated for what you do, you build, you share, your efforts. Giving you your flowers. I want to give you your flowers. Validation it's a shared longing. We can ask for it, we can welcome it. But at the same time, our wholeness doesn't depend on it. And here's where I want you to walk with me, right? I want to take you through the nuance of this. Because there are moments where we're in a space where there is no validation. What do we do then? No one around us is validating us, or they don't know how to. We don't feel seen. We feel misunderstood. What do we do? It's a reminder to be here. I'm reminding you of your deepest essence that's beyond form, wholeness. Your wholeness, it doesn't depend on validation. In this moment, even when you feel misunderstood, you feel unseen, even when you don't feel whole, you're still whole, still complete. This isn't to dismiss your humanity and what you feel, but it's to take you with me to a vantage point where you can see. I didn't name this podcast See More with Morcie for no reason. You'll notice that this podcast, it's not just like any other podcast. I deliberately leave gaps of space. I like it. It's a part of, one, my creative process and my style and how I could share with you. And it's also a way for you to rest in the gaps of space. This podcast is a meditation. No, you're not sitting under a tree in complete silence. But it's podcasts like this, creations like this, that help you get a little bit more comfortable with the space. A little bit more open to the discomfort that is inevitable in life. Feeling validated and not feeling validated, feeling seen and feeling unseen, those are all inevitable counterparts of life. We're going to feel both. When we accept that and we welcome it, life feels less heavy. Life feels less heavy. The moment feels less heavy. Yeah, we're going to feel the heaviness that is the flow of life, that is life. And when we feel it without judgment, without trying to define it, letting go of what we were told about the feeling, that's presence. Validation is a shared longing that we both share. We can ask for it, we can welcome it, but our wholeness, it doesn't depend on it. I'm giving you your flowers and thank you for being here. Once again, I encourage you, let me know in the comments what stood out to you. What discomforts may have come up. It's okay to admit it. That's a part of your transformation. And it helps me too. Once again, this is a collaborative effort and I do need your help. I need your help. This is me asking. I need your help. Sometimes it may not look like it. Sometimes it may look like, oh, Morcie's got it. On a certain level, I indeed do got it. But at the same time, I do need your help. And I'm going to make it my intention to ask and to remind you that you're a part of the space, you're a part of the growth of these messages, and I can't build without it, really, in many ways. Like, I can and I can't, but the feeling won't be the same. Community is really important. And for those who do comment, thank you so much. I do see you. I acknowledge you. Thank you for being a part of this space and the growth of this space. I've opened up YouTube members, so if you want to get closer to the work, get more out of this, feel more seen in many ways, join the YouTube members. I do put exclusive content on there, and you get early access to these podcast episodes. And when you do comment, they are highlighted in the comment section, so I could see you and get to your comment. Also, you can join my newsletter, be a part of my newsletter, join my group sessions. Right now, I have on average about 1 to 2 people that attend the Here Now Live group sessions, and they're beautiful, right? YouTube's a little different because there's more of a gap, That's why I appreciate comments, so it can close the gap. And then we have the group sessions where it's more face-to-face, and it's nice, it's healing. We all get to be there in a space where we see, acknowledge, and empathize each other's humanity, honor each other's spiritual journey, and ground into presence, ground into awareness and witnessing and noticing this flow of life that is deeply, deeply spiritual. It's okay to want to be validated. There's nothing wrong with it.